Hi, welcome to your checkup. We are the patient education podcast where we bring conversation from the doctor's office to your ears. On this podcast, we try to bring medicine closer to its patients. I'm Ed Dulesky, a family medicine doctor in the Philadelphia area.
And I'm Nicole Rufo. I'm a nurse.
And we are so excited you were able to join us here again today. So what are we going to talk about today, Nick?
Today we're talking about something very exciting.
So exciting. It is though.
The new 2026 cholesterol guidelines. You heard it here first, people.
And what they mean for the average person.
Yes.
Moreover, like what might change when you have those conversations with your doctor, nurse, physician's assistant, whoever the heck is taking care of you.
Whoever the heck's taking care of you.
So this entire conversation is based off of the 2026 American Heart Association guidelines. We're going to go over screening recommendations, risk thresholds, maybe some current treatment options. So it's a juicy one. So buckle up. And we'll try to make it exciting for you. So cholesterol is a waxy substance in your blood. While your body needs some cholesterol to function, definitely, too much of certain types of cholesterol can build up in your arteries and ultimately lead to heart attacks and strokes. Managing your cholesterol is one of the most important things you can do to protect your heart health. And so one of the cool things about these new guidelines is that they better define actual thresholds for LDL cholesterol. And so the next part of what we're going to do is we are going to talk about the thresholds for LDL cholesterol. This is very fun because it's plain English. It's very obvious. People can understand this. So they define that optimal LDL cholesterol, that's the unhealthy one. I try not to say this to patients, but I say it out here. L is for lard.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You don't tell your patients that? I feel like they would remember it.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone.
I gotta read the room on that one.
Yeah. No, it's tough. And some people are wild cards. So optimal is less than 100. Easy peasy. Less than 100 is optimal. Near optimal is 100 to 129. Still pretty good. So if we're basically under 130, you're doing pretty good. And that's what I've been talking to a lot of people about just from reading other cardiology literature recently. So now we get into like where risk is a little increased. Borderline high is between 130 and 159. Sort of a yellow flag to say, hey, maybe something's going on here. You should kind of think about making some adjustments. High is 160 to 189. That's what it is. High.
That's what it is.
And then very high, teeter-tottering on the, not even teeter-tottering, the like probably a genetic problem is very high, 190 or above on LDL cholesterol. What also is cool is there's a new emphasis on non-HDL, basically saying all of the bad cholesterol, the total bad cholesterol. This number includes all of the harmful cholesterol types combined. And so your doctor will make a goal based on your overall risk, essentially for this one. HDL is the good cholesterol. We've talked about this before, but it's always good to keep these things in mind. For this one, the higher the better. H for healthy. 40 milligrams per deciliter or higher for men is something to think about as a healthy threshold, and 50 milligrams per deciliter or higher for women. The guidelines also recognize triglycerides as another type of fat that can be harmful if present in excess. They define normal as less than 150 milligrams per deciliter, and that's all these numbers, so I'm not going to keep saying the unit. They say borderline high is 150 to 199. High is 200 to 499. And very high is 500 or greater. Yes, no, I've seen that a bunch of times. This one does move if you don't fast. So if you're fasting, you'll get a different number. This one is very related to the meals that you eat. And so practically, we'll get to how to fix that later in the episode. Does that seem fair?
I think so.
It's cool that they actually give thresholds, especially about LDL. The guidelines, the last ones were from 2018. And so they basically just said like risk assess the person and then figure out where you want to go based on and lower their LDL cholesterol from there, which is vague and challenging to actually implement. Now, doctors, nurses, and PAs can align with patients and say okay, this is obvious. We should try to get less than 100 or whatever your goal is that you set by your doctor. Because not everyone, some people need lower goals. All right. We're going to transition to the next one. I'm going to take this one, and then Nikki's going to hop in shortly after. One of my favorite...
Oh, goodness.
Yes, one of my favorite things, because I think it's just about marketing. And if you know anything about us, obviously we do this whole podcast, so we love to talk about things and make people aware of them. And so from a primary care angle, oftentimes we're the people ordering the labs that people get. And so there is one lab that ever since I've been a new attending, I've been thinking about a lot. And now it's prime time. It's a class 1 recommendation. It's the highest recommendation that you can have in the American Heart Association guidelines in 2026. I don't want to bury the lead anymore, but it was a dramatic thing to bring up. Lipoprotein a. We talked about this before. We had a whole episode about this, but we're going to give you some old information and also some updated contextualized information for you here today. Lp(a) is a special type of cholesterol particle that increases your risk of heart attack and stroke. Unlike regular cholesterol, Lp(a) is almost entirely determined from your genes. It's inherited from your parents. What I've been telling people is that it's like a birthmark, but invisible, like cholesterol. There are some key facts that I want to share with you. About 1 in 5 adults, 20%, have an elevated Lp(a). Lp(a) generally stays the same throughout your life, and they don't change with age. Unfortunately, diet and exercise do not lower Lp(a). Statins also do not lower Lp(a) significantly. And when all of the other cholesterol numbers are normal, having a high Lp(a) can still increase your risk of heart disease. And so here in March of 2026, the American Heart Association has finally come out and said that all adults should have an Lp(a) measured at least once in their lifetime. So brass tacks, what do the numbers mean? Because you're going to get numbers back. Your doctor is going to get back to you at some point, and it's going to take a little while, but here's what the numbers mean. So these risk comparisons are comparing the number that we're going to talk about to someone with an Lp(a) of 20. So normal is having an Lp(a) of less than 50 milligrams per deciliter. Elevated is technically considered above 50, and that would say, compared to someone with a 20 milligrams per deciliter, that's about a 40% higher risk of heart attack and stroke. I've seen plenty of people who have it high, between 80 and 180, and that about doubles the risk. And they draw a threshold. They have a nice figure. They draw the threshold. They have a nice figure, and they say very high is 180 milligrams per deciliter, and that is about 4 times the risk of heart attack and stroke. Now, I've had people who are in the 200s. I've had a woman with 330 on this. So this is an opportunity where I think primary care and cardiologists can really team up to help these people where they have a family history. They're like, yeah, my dad had a stroke, like a heart attack in his 40s. Oh my goodness, what does that mean for me? And if everything else is normal, and then you get this lab and it's elevated, it can be so important for that person. All right. So we're going to transition again. I'm just so excited about this topic because it does change so much about what I do day to day. All right. So another big thing that changed is the calculator that we use to assess one's personal risk of heart attack or stroke in the next 10 or 30 years. There were old calculators. This is like a very nerdy behind the scenes thing. But it's important because the new calculator is called the PREVENT the calculator is derived from the PREVENT equations. And the calculation considers all of these things, which is much more comprehensive for someone's health. It it looks at your age, sex, blood pressure, cholesterol levels, diabetes status. Believe it or not, it wasn't in the old one. Kidney function, it wasn't in the old one. Whether you smoke, it was. And whether you've already taken cholesterol medication. There is also something called a social deprivation index where the zip code can go in there, admitting that people have different lived experiences if they live in different socioeconomic areas. This might be too in the weeds, but I'm going to share it anyway, is that because the calculator works differently than the old one, they also changed the categories. They still use the old ones that we talked about on the show, low risk, borderline, intermediate, and high risk. But now they have different thresholds because the old calculator comes out with numbers differently and assesses risk differently, so they changed this in advance. Low risk is considered less than 3% chance in 10 years. Borderline risk is considered 3% to less than 5% now. Intermediate risk is considered 5% to less than 10%. And high risk is considered 10% or higher. And so your treatment goals now depend on your risk category, meaning that higher risk patients have more aggressive treatment targets. And you could be in one of these groups, like you haven't had a heart attack or stroke. That's called primary prevention, and you're being proactive and working on these things. Or if you have had heart disease, that's called secondary prevention. And ultimately, you are considered very high risk if you've had multiple heart attacks or strokes, or if you've had one event, plus you have other high risk conditions like diabetes, kidney disease, or a high Lp(a). Those are the big changes. There are a couple things about kids that I want to mention is that if there is an early significant family history in children, it is reasonable to check cholesterol levels at 2 to 4 years old. They also recommend, and I know your ears perked up over there, and they also recommend universal, and so does the American Academy of Pediatrics, universal lipid profiling for children between 9 and 11. And so I think that's awesome for family medicine because we see people in the continuum of someone's health and a huge opportunity to be able to make early relationships with people and keep them over time. So those are the two things. Wow, I'm really jazzed up about this episode here.
What's your favorite topic?
It is one of them, maybe second in medicine. Okay.
What's your first?
Probably obesity.
Oh, duh.
And like behavioral health. Anyway.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Actually, maybe next because I didn't finish watching it.
So
anyway, go ahead.
Can you take us through the foundations of treatment? We're going to switch from risk profiling, which has been super exciting, to stuff that we've talked a lot about on the show, but it's always worthwhile to revisit because spaced repetition helps learning, and we can't help but get so excited about these opportunities for healthy improvements for people to make. So I'm going to stop talking, and I'm hoping you can take us through the lifestyle changes that are the foundation of treatment for dyslipidemia.
Yeah, I sure can. We love talking about lifestyle changes here at your checkup. All righty. What should we start with? Heart healthy eating, perhaps?
Mayhaps.
Okay, we've said it once. We've said it twice. We've probably said it thrice. But heart healthy eating, we're eating more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and our favorite, legumes.
Love a legume.
We're having lean protein like fish, chicken, beans, and nuts. We are avoiding trans fats, which are found mainly in those processed foods. We're limiting our saturated fats, which are in things like red meat, butter, cheeses, and fried foods, and then limiting refined carbs and sugars.
That sounds amazing.
And we have an entire episode on this, I'm pretty sure.
We absolutely do.
So you should go listen to it if you haven't already.
Trying to get paid.
First lifestyle change. Second one, of course, something else we love to talk about is physical activity. And we have also said this once and said it twice and said it thrice.
And it's always you who says it too.
For physical activity, we are aiming for at least 150 minutes per week. Not per day. It's not that dramatic. over the course of 7 entire days, just 150 minutes of moderate intense exercise. So something like going for a brisk walk, or alternatively, if you want something a little more vigorous, you can do 75 minutes again per week, not per day, of vigorous exercise. So like running or cycling, something more high intense. And then also including strength training at least 2 days per week for, I mean, not even just your heart. We also have episodes on this too.
We do.
Of course, a healthy diet and physical activity will lead to hopefully the goal of maintaining a healthy weight, and even losing about 5 to 10% of your body weight can improve your cholesterol levels. Another big one is don't smoke. If people are still doing that these days,
they are.
Seems like they are.
Definitely. Yep.
If you smoke, just stop. Which I realize it's a lot more difficult than just doing that, but you should really, your doctor can help you if you need. It's really for the betterment of everyone involved.
It actually is probably the biggest risk factor for heart attack and stroke, and like the unhealthiest thing that someone could do.
And then of course, limiting alcohol, which we've
been talking a lot about.
We've been talking about
in passing. We won't have like an exclusive alcohol episode. I think we're having a mounting little we talk about it here, we talk about it there, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, you're so welcome.
Perfect. So if the lifestyle changes aren't enough, your doctor may recommend medications. Oh my goodness. Statins are the most common and effective cholesterol lowering medications.
Yeah, don't be a statin denier. Don't be weird.
Let me say that again. They are the most common, safest, and effective cholesterol lowering medications. What I'm going to say is we now, in an effort to get more face time or ear time in front of people, something that I've been talking a lot more about is the heinous comments that are unscientific that come in Facebook posts, if you will, about statins. And people, statin deniers, have such strong, baseless claims that turn away or turn the average person to doubt. And, the statin denier won't take a statin, and they never will, and that's fine. But
then they'll have a heart attack.
And they'll be at an increased risk of having a heart attack. But it's the average person who I worry about, because there's a lot of people who are either just like they don't know about it, they're ambivalent, and then I see them at best every 3 months, and so does anyone else in healthcare at best and consistently. And you get 20 precious minutes with the person who's prescribing this to you, who knows that it's probably the best thing for you in the right situation. And then you're online and seeing these comments. Nice pick on the puzzle piece there.
That was a good one, right?
Yeah, it was a good one. And you see people talking about these unscientific claims that I hesitate to even give airtime to. And it's awful. So hear it here.
Also, if you're getting your medical advice from a Facebook page, maybe don't.
Yeah.
There are some good, but I think also a lot of it, you need to look at who is,
oh my goodness,
writing the information that you are consuming.
Definitely.
Yeah. Check your sources, people. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I will give one. The one people talk about is concern of increased risk of dementia, which is not true. And I'll say it again, is not true. It's been studied. It's once again not true. And we have an aging population. And it's like saying the sun causes broken arms. And if the sun is out, the weather is probably warmer. More children are outside playing on scooters, bikes, playgrounds, what have you, breaking arms. It's like saying the sun causes broken arms when you say that statins cause dementia, which they don't. We have an aging population who accumulates a lifetime burden of vascular disease. We're going to talk about hypertension later in like the next few weeks and how hypertension is causally linked to dementia, but not statins. I've spent enough airtime talking about it, but I just really look, that one is among so many of them where you get some people who just say that they're the devil in the comments. And look, you don't have to take it, but also stop carrying forward misinformation to other people who see this passively. Okay. Gosh, this episode. Look, team, I actually sat down and I was like, I don't want to do this today, but I'm jazzed up right now. We got to get our way through this, though. Common statins include atorvastatin, named Lipitor with the brand name, rosuvastatin, brand name Crestor, simvastatin, brand name Zocor, pravastatin, pitavastatin, and there is a little to do about statin intensity, where there are high intensity statins and low intensity statins, stuff like that. No. That's more for like doctor thought. So then there's another medicine that your doctor might prescribe if you weren't able to get to the goals they set for you, called ezetimibe or Zetia. This blocks cholesterol absorption in your intestines. It lowers LDL cholesterol by about 15 to 20%, and it also does not lower LPA. There are new medicines. These are injectables, and they work very well. They are called PCSK9 inhibitors. They have big fancy names. I'm going to try here. Alirocumab or Praluent. It's an injection every 2 weeks. Evolocumab or Repatha. You probably see commercials for that now. Injection every 2 weeks or monthly. These are very powerful LDL lowering agents by 50 to 60%. On top of people using statin. They may also capture a little LP little a lowering and could be helpful in this moment. There's also another one called inclisiran or Leqvio. It's an injection given twice yearly, which is really convenient after the initial doses. It can lower LDL by about 50% and also captures some LP little a lowering. And another medicine called bempedoic acid, which is a pill taken once daily, and another option for someone if they can't tolerate statins. All right. So we talked a lot about LP little a, and there are emerging therapies, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, but they're coming because we know that this is a risk and it's real. So in the coming years, there will be hopefully new FDA approved medicines for actual LP little a lowering, which is very exciting. Okay. We are running along on this episode, but people can break it up if their attention span wanes. Next, we're going to talk about some special conditions, special situations. Most people with diabetes aged 40 to 75 should take a statin. It's not medical advice, it's just fact. Even if cholesterol levels aren't very high, diabetes significantly increases risk of heart disease. This next one's new. That one was old. We knew that. I teach that to all my students. But this next one, if you have chronic kidney disease, stage 3 or 4, cholesterol treatment ends up being especially important to you. And so the doctor will make, or nurse or physician's assistant will make adjustments based on your kidney function, but it's a do not pass go automatic in CKD 3 and 4. The next one is that if you're over 75, cholesterol treatments at this point are individualized based on your overall health, life expectancy, and preferences. If you're already on a statin, tolerating it well, and you're taking it like the vitamin for your heart and your mind that it is, go for it. Keep going. If you're done with it and you haven't had a heart attack and a stroke, you could probably talk to your doctor about it. If you're pregnant or planning for pregnancy, one could consider stopping, or probably should just do anyway, stop statins 1 to 2 months before trying to conceive, or as soon as you know you're pregnant. And if you have familial hypercholesterolemia, you should probably just be on a statin. All right. And once you start the medicine, blood tests will be done probably every month or 12 weeks to see how things are going. And if things are controlled, people will space it out as they see fit. All right, Nikki, we're bringing it home here. There are some common questions that people have that I wanted to say, and maybe we can go back and forth. I'll read the question and maybe you can give the answer. Does that seem okay?
Sure does.
All right. So, question 1, are statins safe?
Drum roll, please. Yes. Statins are safe. I will say it again. Statins are statins are safe, and they are also among the most studied medications and are safe for most people. Serious side effects are very rare.
And rare means rare.
Rare means rare.
Okay. What about muscle pain?
Some people can experience some muscle pain or aches on statins. If that happens, just tell your doctor. There are many other options, including a different medication, adjusting the dose. Yeah. There are things to do. It's okay.
Ooh. Can I stop my medication if my cholesterol improves?
So, no. Not without talking to your doctor. Talk to your doctor first. It's the medication that's keeping your cholesterol controlled. So the same as if you're taking a medication for your high blood pressure and you say, oh, my blood pressure is normal now. Can I stop taking my medication? Like someone we know, or like if you take a medicine for depression and then you're not depressed anymore. Same thing. Okay.
Darn. Do I still need to eat healthy if I'm on medication?
Yes. Yes, you do. You should be eating healthy anyway. And that will only, everything will just work best when you also have that lifestyle modification.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So as we wrap up here, just a couple thoughts. Managing cholesterol, or dyslipidemia, I like to say, is mainly because all cholesterol isn't bad. There's HDL, is a partnership between you and the people taking care of you. So please ask questions. If you don't understand something, write them down, come with a list, do whatever you got to do to make sure you feel successful at your visit. Report any side effects from medications. Let people know. They want to help you, but let them know because they need to know. Keep all follow-up appointments. Literally don't cancel if you think that you don't need to, because there's always something on the person who's taking care of you's mind to help you. You should probably take your medications as prescribed, and you should continue in the background, the foundation of all of your healthy lifestyle habits. You could ask about an LPA test if you haven't been tested. Questions to ask your doctor also include, what is my 10-year heart disease risk? They can calculate it right in front of you. What are my specific cholesterol goals? It's a thing now. People have them. Some people have ones as low as 55 for LDL. Have I been tested for Lp(a)? If my Lp(a) is elevated, what does this mean for my treatment? Should my family members be tested? The answer is yes. What are my risks and benefits of my medications? People always forget the benefits, but medications have benefits. And are there clinical trials about new LPA lowering medications I might qualify for? Which might be a conversation for the cardiologist. Dyslipidemia management is one of the most important things you can do to prevent heart disease. And so we hope that today you were able to learn a lot. I mean, we probably shoved 2 episodes into one to make this episode for you. And I think there's a certain energy to it because it is about prevention. And that's what I think both of us care a lot about, trying to prevent things from happening before they happen, if we can afford to. So it's a really nice, sunny Sunday, early evening, afternoon, as we are recording this. Thank goodness the weather broke. Look, I'm telling you, I walked Ollie earlier in the week and I popped outside. It's sub 30 degrees. My hands hurt again.
Oh,
I decided to not wear gloves because I thought it was nearly spring. But that's gone. Now it's spring and went for a little run today. I was happy about that. You're suffering from an injury, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that being an unexciting thing, we don't have to spend time talking about it. What is exciting is that it was just match week, which for anyone not listening is or anyone not like in medicine listening, it's the extremely dramatic unveiling of where medical students end up going to train for residency after.
It's like actually so diabolical if you think about it.
It really is.
Don't you think?
I think so.
Like it's like ranking your like top friends on MySpace.
Yeah.
But like at a much larger scale and like in a way that completely alters the trajectory of someone's life.
Yep. Yeah, they always try to say
all
like
by a computer. Really?
Yeah. They try to give euphemisms of like everything happens for a reason or oh my goodness, this is how it's supposed to be. But at the end of the day, it is an incredibly stressful thing.
Yeah, it's really dramatic.
And if it wasn't enough, they don't just like email it to you. They do. But, you know, most schools create this like they create this like event that people like everyone in their families go to, and they make it very dramatic and everyone gets dressed up and there's cameras. And then like people end up like elated.
And some people end up disappointed. That's actually so
like,
crazy.
Devastated. So it's a very complicated thing. We had our near, dear, loved Alex go through his match, and we're so happy for where he ended up. And we are so excited for his journey ahead. I like definitely didn't ask him to, so I won't share any details, but
yeah, I'm actually so jealous where he gets to move to. We're going to be stuck here.
Hey.
For the foreseeable future.
Easy. No, we're happy for him, and congratulations.
Although we are adults with free will, so we could move anywhere we wanted, whenever we wanted to.
Theoretically, we
got a 2-year contract here. We could go anywhere when that's up.
Easy. So we're so happy and proud of him, and wish him nothing but the best in his upcoming adventures and this new journey. Look, residency stinks no matter where you do it, what you're doing it for training, but doing it in a place like he's going to makes it stink a little less, to be completely honest.
He just doesn't know it yet. Yeah, the whole thing though is crazy. They know. It's like all these applicants have to, just for like, I think this is how we're going to spend our banter section. Applicants have to send out that they have to apply, big application. Then they have to go do like several interviews while they are in the middle of like doing rotations in the 4th year. And then they have to meet people. And then on the other side, the programs have to meet people, and everyone picks each other and everyone makes a list. And the whole thing is figured out in a matter of seconds because of the computer. And, you know, they leave the poor souls who don't match, like they give them like 5 days to figure out where they're going to go. Which I've always made the argument they should extend that time by like a month. Like, if you know, tell the people whether they matched or not a month before match, so that there is like some opportunity for people to look around. Right? Yeah. But that would make too much sense.
It would. Well, that's our little blurb on match day. We got to celebrate with Alex afterwards, and that was good fun had by all. And we'll probably see him for laundry day on Thursday.
Yeah, we have laundry day.
The laundry machines in his building like blew up, so now he's been coming over to do laundry, and it was very nice. He came over even when you were here, and I was at work, which is very nice. It speaks to the friendship that you two have. Did you notice anything new about him this time?
Anything new about him? Oh, his new tattoo.
He does have a new tattoo.
He does. Well, it wasn't really something I noticed. I asked what he was going to be up to, and if he was going to be going to the gym that evening to go see the love of his life, who he really hasn't spoken to, but tells us how much he's in love with this girl. And he's like, "Oh no, I haven't been. I might just go to go on the treadmill. I got this new tattoo." So like I can't lift or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you when you got your tattoo, did you abide by all those rules?
I mean, I have like a very little microscopic tattoo. I don't really even recall what they told me. The directions were not something on my entire arm.
You don't have a falcon on your back?
No, it's actually a pirate ship.
Well, I'm really looking forward to gravy this week. Maybe, or gravy, not this week, literally tonight.
Yeah, a couple hours. And can you guide us through? I really want to like fluff up. I want to like, the meat and potatoes section ends up being a lot of me. Mm-hmm.
I really do. Our audience loves you.
Do they?
They do. Even when people come back at work and they're like,
yeah, your patients do tell you that. Which
oh my God, we love her. So while you're click-clacking away on your puzzle over there, tell us about the balls of meat that you've done recently.
The meatballs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been, okay, like traditionally a meatball, as in spaghetti and meatballs, would be
Maron.
A combination of beef, pork, and veal. And the last couple of times we've been making them with just ground chicken and then, like parsley, breadcrumbs, eggs, S&P, locatelli, all the things. But we've really been enjoying the chicken meatballs, and we did it just to, chicken's a little leaner. It's a bit healthier, but we've actually been preferring them. Alrighty. So meatballs got interrupted.
We did. Turns out, when Nikki's on call, they call you a lot.
People. Okay. Oh my God. It's so annoying.
We'll definitely get back to the meatballs.
People call me for like, I would say 80% of the time, it's like not something, either one, something that can't just wait until Monday, or it's something that I can't do anything about.
My God, the engine's going to be revved.
It's so like yesterday.
Yep.
The resident called me, and I am not like one of those like people or nurses who like crap on the residents. And like, I'm like friendly. Like we've like gone out with a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like friendly with them, and like I understand, and like watching you go through residency, like I like have like a even more like better like appreciation of it and like what they have to do. But then sometimes I'm like, you are a whole entire doctor. You went through medical school. You are in your, well, that one yesterday was a second year, calls me because a patient's daughter had a paper that needed to be signed by the attending. So he thought his call was to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, how about you call your attending?
Yeah.
Or they can wait until Monday and the regular attending can see what, like, I don't know. Which, like, on one hand, it's like, okay, this is a call, like, it's whatever. It will take 30 seconds. I don't actually have to do anything.
Fair.
But then I'm also like, oh my God.
Oh, I know. But like, it's not just, so, people listening might be like, this is like an isolated incident, but it's not isolated.
I either like the phone never rings, which is perfect, because then I'm just like getting paid extra to like have this phone out on the table all weekend, or they call me for dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And like just got like another call from like another stupid thing, but whatever. I'll get paid a couple $100 to answer a stupid phone call, so it's fine.
It's not. Yeah, it could be better.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. Worse, rather. So you were saying.
Okay. Anyway, before we were so rudely interrupted, meatballs. So we've been making them with ground chicken, and we've actually. Do we prefer them that way? I think we do.
Look, I've liked them so much, and I think the tradition was pulling me towards BPV, but
yeah,
I'm like, wow, no, these are just like so delicious. Do you put more garlic in the chicken ones, or is it the same
have been
amount?
Really loading them up with garlic.
Yeah, I just look, and I feel guiltless, like when with eating that.
They're good, and like the Caesar salad. Or the Caesar dressing we've been having.
Oh my God, the Caesar.
We have been liking a creamier Caesar, not one that's like traditionally like Caesar dressing doesn't have like mayo. It's not mayo based, but we've kind of been liking a creamier one. And if you don't know, Eddie's like probably like and his top 3 main food groups are condiments and dressings. And so he will just eat the salad dressing, which like we don't like buy salad dressing. So at least like I'm always making it. But then a lot of times they're like olive oil based. Mostly it's like olive oil based.
Yeah.
So I started making one that was Greek yogurt based because while a homemade salad dressing is healthier, the rate at which you consume it, it's not probably the best to
have a problem.
Drink like an entire cup of olive oil. So
yeah, I'm accepting this feedback.
Not a part of my make Eddie live longer method. So I've been making a creamier like Caesar dressing that's Greek yogurt based. And it's very good.
It's so good.
You really like can't tell the difference.
No, you
just
absolutely cannot.
I also like skeeve mayo. It like freaks me out. I know you don't like eat it.
What do you eat?
So
if you called it aioli,
anyway.
If you called it aioli, would you like it?
No.
Fair.
Or sour cream. Something about white condiments, but like Greek yogurt. I love.
No, we love it. We usually the Oikos ones we have are usually not a promo. Usually vanilla based, and then we jazz them up. You put chia seeds in them. I'm a little naughtier and put granola. As if
gotta up the fiber. Start your day off. You already have like half your fiber for the day,
Yeah. But for anyone like listening to us and be like, what do they actually eat? We've had a nice rotation. Can you tell us about some of the snacks that we've been having?
I've been making like these protein balls.
Oh, these.
I used to make them a lot, where I would make it in like a like bar form. It's just like oats, peanut butter, whatever protein powder. We've been doing chocolate, a little cocoa powder if you're doing some sort of chocolate something, a little honey. I think that's it. Oh, chocolate chips to make it fun.
How do you like get it into that? Do you just like roll them up?
You just mix it up.
Oh, and then you just put them in balls. They're so good. And they're so filling too.
Yeah.
You're just like, I need something. That's been great. And what about there's 2 I always bring. We've been big on grapes recently.
Yeah. Grapes and strawberries and blueberries. The last time I ordered blueberries, they weren't the best, which is the one thing I don't love about, like, I love the grocery order.
It's been,
and it really just makes our life so much different, especially like living in the city. It's like more difficult with the car and lugging all the groceries back home. But you can't pick the produce. You have to just like trust that whoever's doing your grocery order pick something good. So the blueberries weren't that good last time. So I ordered double strawberries.
Okay.
But we go through a lot of fruit. And did I say this on here, or was I telling it to someone else, like at work or something? How when people like, when they say they have kids and like how much like fruit your kid eats, and they're like, oh my God, I have to take out a second mortgage on my house to keep up with the amount of like berries my kids eat. I'm like, were you guys not eating fruit before?
Probably not.
Because we go through them a lot. Like pretty quickly.
Admittedly, like my life before you, I was not eating. I mean, like we had some fruit when I was growing up, but the gap of time between like, leaving Jackson and then meeting my wife, I was not eating a lot of fruit. So, I can identify with someone who's not eating a lot of fruit. Now,
eat more fruit. It's
look,
delicious.
The fistful of red grapes.
And now we have grapes for dessert.
That's a big change. Like, I mean, now it's like once in a full moon, literally like once every month, probably it's like ice cream. And it used to be a big thing. We used to have a lot of ice cream.
We are going to have some. We plan to have it tonight.
I asked you when we were at the gym, texted you on the side. We were kind of out of earshot for anyone who thinks that might be weird.
What?
For me to text you at the gym.
Oh yeah, when we were sitting next to each other on the, what are those leg squeezy things called? We were sitting next to each other in their like recovery room, and they have those leg squeezy things.
Everyone knows what we're talking about.
And yeah, Eddie texted me, "Can we have ice cream tonight?"
And there's pretzel peanut butter pretzels.
Oh my God. We are
That we're really, really into.
obsessed with pretzels.
We've been having a lot of pretzels recently.
We are obsessed with the pretzel thins
Great for hummus.
or
A
mustard.
A vessel for mustard or a vessel for hummus.
And the peanut butter filled pretzels.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been like taking a leftover from dinner or the Mediterranean bowl, which I'm very proud of. That the Mediterranean bowl was an idea that you've probably had before, obviously, but like I resurfaced with me and chat, made it once, and now it's been like in the rotation for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it just made us some now to have to bring for lunch.
Because you're the best. And that, couple handfuls of grapes and the peanut butter pretzels. I can't get that one out. And that's lunch. And occasionally a Greek yogurt sometimes if I got to have something a little extra. But it's been great. Been incorporating a walk-in lunch. Really happy about that.
Yeah.
Almost every day last week.
I think it's going to be a good walk at lunch week this week. It was kind of weird and rainy last week.
Yeah, tomorrow I think I'm gonna have like
it's going to be 70 degrees on Thursday.
Oh, speaking of Thursday, meet the Mets.
Gone.
Meet the Mets. Yeah, well, I'm ready to be hurt again. The Mets are coming back, and we're gonna start another season of baseball. And
baseball is so boring. Anyone who likes baseball has serious mental problems.
And scene. No, so they're playing at 1:00 and they're playing the Pirates. I think they're home at Citi Field. I am thinking about one of my favorite times when I went to go to an opening day. I think, oh gosh, was it 2022 maybe? It was the season they won 100 games. And I went to that opening day and it was so fun at Citi Field. Won't be going this year, but my butt will be in the corner of that couch. And it may be laundry day, but I'm going to be watching that baseball game.
I'm sure Alex won't mind.
No.
Does he like the Mets? He's from like up.
No,
random.
I don't even
New
think
Jersey.
he can muster up enough care for baseball to think about picking a team. So
Good for
I'm going
him.
to say no. Well, we've been at this for a little while. This has been fun.
People are probably bored.
Well, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to switch things up. One thing that Chat and I came up with was putting. So thank you for coming back to another episode of Your Checkup. Hopefully you were able to learn something for yourself, a loved one, or
a neighbor.
You can come back next week. You can listen to episode 89 about Lp(a), and you can listen to episode 69 about the Mediterranean diet if you are hoping to continue this conversation and be more proactive. But most importantly, stay healthy, my friends. Until next time, I'm Ed Dulesky.
I'm Nicole Rufo.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
This information may provide a brief overview of diagnosis, treatment, and medications. It's not exhaustive and is a tool to help you understand potential options about your health. It doesn't cover all details about conditions, treatments, or medications for a specific person. This is not medical advice or an attempt to substitute medical advice. You should contact a healthcare provider for personalized guidance based on your unique circumstances. We explicitly disclaim any liability relating to the information given or its use. This content doesn't endorse any treatments or medications for a specific patient. Always talk to your healthcare provider for a complete information tailored to you. In short, I'm not your doctor.
I am not your nurse.
And make sure you go get your own checkup with your own personal doctor.